Welcome back to the Việc Tốt Chốt Ngay podcast, where great careers begin. I'm Kiều Linh, joined by Boss Sunny, and today we're bringing you another exciting job opportunity you won't want to miss. Let's jump right in.
So if you've ever, looked at a technical job description, you definitely know the drill. It's usually just a laundry list of software tools.
Yeah, you check the boxes, you get the interview.
Exactly. But today, we're unpacking a spec that reads more like, honestly, a manifesto for the future of tech. We're doing a deep dive into a really demanding role.
Right, it's a senior AI engineering lead position at Nanyang Biologics. And looking closely at this source, it really gives us a masterclass on the exact skills and, the mindset required to actually lead high-level AI teams right now.
Yeah, so whether you're building your own skills or you're actually the one doing the hiring, this deep dive is going to reveal what separates true AI leadership from, all the industry hype.
And we should probably start with the mindset, because the baseline here radically differs from traditional software development.
It really does. There's this one line in the source that completely caught my attention. It explicitly says the leader must treat the AI agent as a, quote, living research problem, not a shipped feature.
A living research problem.
Yeah. It sounds less like building a clock and more like, raising a child. It's just never truly finished.
And because that child is orchestrating over 300 different scientific tools for real-world drug discovery, the stakes of that continuous learning are massive.
300 tools? Wow.
Right. In traditional software, you write the code, you squash the bugs, you ship it, and it behaves the exact same way every single time.
But not here.
No. Here, the leader has to translate leading-edge frontier research into pragmatic engineering. You're constantly balancing that open-ended childlike learning of the AI with some very harsh real-world constraints.
Like what kind of constraints?
Things like latency, compute cost, and obviously strict reliability.
Okay, wait. I have to challenge that approach for a second. Because if I'm hiring a senior engineer, I want them to know the industry standard tools. I want someone who knows LangGraph or MCP so they can, hit the ground running on day one.
Sure, that makes sense on paper.
Right. So why is this spec essentially saying the tool set doesn't matter? It literally calls them tools, not the skill.
Because frameworks like LangGraph are, at their core, just wrappers.
Just wrappers.
Yeah, they make it easy to trigger basic API calls. But when you're building an AI agent that orchestrates hundreds of complex scientific tools, those simple wrappers will inevitably break.
I see.
So the real skill is understanding the mathematical probability and the underlying mechanics beneath those frameworks. That's why they want a PhD, or roughly 6+ years of deep machine learning experience.
Because they need to actually understand what's happening under the hood.
Exactly. The candidate needs to fundamentally understand things like state management, context limits, and multi-step control.
Okay, let's unpack that for a second. If you've ever tried to manage a team using just basic ChatGPT wrappers, you know how brittle that gets.
Oh, incredibly brittle.
So how does understanding something like state management actually fix that?
Well, think about a chemical synthesis plant. If the AI is on, say, step 45 of a really complex drug discovery process, how do you prevent it from hallucinating and forgetting the context of step 1?
Right. It loses the plot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
State management is the underlying architectural skill of preserving that memory and logic across dozens of asynchronous actions. If you only know how to use a framework, you just won't know how to fix the system when it loses its train of thought.
So it's basically the difference between knowing how to use a calculator and knowing how to invent the math behind it.
Yes, perfect analogy.
Like if the calculator breaks down mid-equation, this leader needs to know how to finish the proof by hand.
Exactly.
But that brings up a massive operational problem. If this AI is constantly learning and changing like a child, how do you even test its code? Standard software benchmarks must be totally useless here.
They completely are. And the source highlights this. It talks about the ability to build rigorous evaluation harnesses for what they call non-deterministic systems.
Treating the output changes every time.
Right, because the AI's output changes every time you run it. You can't just check if A equals B. You have to build automated testing environments that run hundreds of synthetic scenarios.
Just to evaluate the statistical probability of success.
Exactly. You have to prove your code updates actually made the system better by trusting cold, hard data over your own intuition.
And that rigorous reliance on data, I mean, that brings us to how this candidate is expected to guide their wider engineering team.
Which is a huge part of the role.
Right. But how on earth do you mentor a human team when the agentic AI field essentially rewrites its own best practices every, few months?
By acting as the ultimate filter.
The filter.
Yeah, so the expectation isn't just about managing tasks or, doing code reviews. It's about fluently reading and dismantling complex ML papers.
Oh, so staying completely on top of the research.
Right. The leader has to absorb the frontier, separate the actual signal from the immense industry hype, and prototype the promising ideas incredibly fast. You raise the entire team's bar by demanding measurable bench outcomes.
So no flashy, cherry-picked demos on a screen.
None. Just evidence.
Yeah.
Hard proof that the system is genuinely smarter and more autonomous than it was yesterday.
Wow. So what does this all mean for you listening? It means top-tier AI leadership today isn't just about writing code.
Not at all.
It requires the deep research intuition of a scientist, combined with the pragmatic, get-it-done execution of a seasoned engineer. You're building a system answerable to continuous scientific experiments, not just user clicks.
Yeah, it's an incredibly rare hybrid.
It really is. Which leaves us with a pretty wild thought to chew on. If leading in this space means treating the AI system like a living research problem, will the future of technical management look less like managing a team of human coders and more like managing a society of autonomous digital scientists?